Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to take my time a little bit with what I share, if that's okay. So number one, I want to start off by saying, let's not assume. Because assumptions and political polarization, it's dangerous. Stereotypes are extremely dangerous. And as an individual who does not always align with my party, with the support of my colleagues, it is dangerous to assume or weaponize what you believe should be voted on or how based on party line. Extremely dangerous. Whether you are right or left, I just want to make this clear. What is beautifully substantial to me about America is that polls are continuously telling us that largely Americans are in the middle. They're in the middle. They want something good from each side. They're not a right or a left. I'm sorry if this offends people, it's the truth. Controversy attached to my name shouldn't be a surprise. People are in the middle. So to get on social media and see that CT Democrats are targeting homeschoolers, or to see conversations around conservative families who may be homeschooling, it is dangerous. If you leave here today and you attack anyone for how they vote, you are perpetuating the same thing that you stand against. This job, it's hard. It is hard. We don't all vote yes for the same reason, and we don't all vote no for the same reason. My reason for not supporting this bill is different than my colleagues across the aisle, and some things may intersect. But I had that conversation with my colleagues in my caucus. So let's leave here today being people who are made aware of the dangers, I know people are watching, of sitting behind social media and attacking individuals for their differences. I'm a no on this bill. There are intermixings between child welfare and education. The reason why this is important to me is because I am on the Children's Committee, where we are addressing things as it relates to child welfare. HB 5004 is a strong bill, one of the strongest in a while, that addresses child welfare. It implements various policies concerning the provision and oversight of child welfare services in the state of Connecticut, with 23 sections of fully in-depth glimpse into the Department of Children and Families. However, it does not have a homeschool component. And so while the benefits of this bill may result in a positive byproduct for what may be happening through people who are abusing the homeschool system, that bill is there. It concerns me that SDE and DCF, these agencies of cognizance, are telling us that they don't have the equipping and financial background for this. I really do trust the brilliance and qualifications of the Commissioner of Education. I've talked with her, I've asked her questions, we've challenged each other, and I really do thoroughly believe that she knows what's best, especially for right now. I understand that with this bill being implemented, that it will not necessarily go into effect this year, but I also understand the intent of why it's here. What I do not support is the weaponization of these cases in which, regardless of what you believe, people lost someone. Black and brown families, they're homeschooling. The stigma around homeschoolers is shifting. 1 in 5 homeschoolers are black and brown. The families that are withdrawing their children from West Haven Public School System, they're black and brown. If schools are not teaching about racism, why would a black and brown parent want to be equivalent to that? So, my concern is the weight of opposition. And while I do understand and know that everyone who testified against this bill don't necessarily reflect the values of everyone, the weight of the opposition was just far too great for me. I think a homeschool hub would be great. There are already forms that people fill out when withdrawing. I wish those forms were mandatory. Why? Because SDE collects this data not to investigate. SDE is not an investigative commission. It's for aggregate data in which many homeschoolers came and testified and used that data. The withdrawal forms helps us just to navigate where kids are. I really believe in parental rights. I'm a huge advocate for that. I had a parent that said, black parents, they just be in your business. So I'm a huge advocate for parental voice. I understand. But I do know that these conversations that are happening, they're not black or white. They're not right or left. They're so nuanced. And that's why, as a legislator, no matter how you vote, I respect you. My superintendent, he said, unless I understand who's going to monitor and make sure that the child is being educated, which is their right, every child has the right to an education, and we are responsible for that. I believe that this is going to end up being another unfunded mandate, and I understand the chairwoman addressed this. I just have to read this on the record for Neil Cavallero. That is passed along to the school district. I don't believe school districts can actually monitor who is not in schools. So those are my sentiments. I'm going to say it again. Political polarization is extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. Whether you are right or left or in the middle, it's dangerous. So I encourage you today, no matter what this vote looks like, do not leave here and attack anyone. And if that does not apply to you, if you have ears to hear it, hear it. And so, for the record, again, I will be voting no on this bill. But I do commend the efforts of my colleagues who worked hard on it. And I actually should put this on the record. I sat with a group of colleagues, and we did meet with the homeschoolers. There was great impact and influence there. So I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done and a lot of conversation. And the moment that we realize that uniting on some of these things will actually make us much stronger, this stuff like this is going to always be a mess. Thank you.